Welcome to mini project number 3. In this little challenge, what I would like you to do is ask the user for a number and then cast that number to an actual number because we know it's going to come back as a string. So cast it as a number and then make sure that number is valid. It cannot be NaN. NaN means not a number. Make sure it is actually a number. And then if that number is over 18 or 21, whatever you like, then change the text on the screen to say, yes, you are allowed. So as a couple of hints here, so step number 1, ask for the user number, or ask the user for a number, you're going to use prompt. Cast the input to a number, you're going to use number with a capital N. Make sure the number is valid, so you're going to need a if statement in there. And then if that number is over 18, check or change some text on the page to say, yeah, congratulations, you're over 18, or yes, you can vote, or, do a particular action. So I know this mini project is a little bit dry, but it is really, really good practice because you're going to use things like this all the time in real life JavaScript. Now, as always, I will provide you with my solution as well. As with many things in life, there are different ways to accomplish this, but I'm going to show you my way of doing it. But I would like, if you could, in just a couple of seconds, pause this video and give it a shot on your own. And if you get stuck, then, resume the video and you can watch my solution. Or if you just want to, you can just straight up watch my solution and then try to input it yourself. Whichever way helps you learn the best. All right, so I'm going to get started on this mini project. First things first, we need to ask the user for a number, cast the input to a number, make sure the number is valid, and then if that number is 18, say something like you're allowed to vote. So let's go ahead and write some JavaScript. So in here, we want to ask the user for a number. Var num is equal to prompt, enter a number. Step 2, we need to cast this as a number because if we did console.log type of num, this will be a string. Let's make that a little bigger. That's going to end up being a string. So we need this to be a number. So let's go ahead and typecast this as a number, num, and number. There we go. And we need to make sure that this number is actually valid because if someone types in something that's not a number, it's going to return NaN, not a number. So we need to say if num. We need to say, hey, this is definitely a number. So if it is a number, let's go ahead and execute something in here. And then we can say if num is equal to or greater than 18. Actually, the instruction said over 18 if you want to get finicky about it, but let's do greater than or equal to. So if you are 18 or older, you can grab an element from the page and change it. So let's create an element here. Var elem is equal to document.get element by ID. And let's just call this elem. Make it one step smaller here so we can see it all on one line. And then we can do elem.inner text, or we can do inner HTML and say, you are 18 or older. Now that's all great, but getting an element by ID with an element ID of ELEM does not exist yet. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And let's create an H4 with an ID of ELEM and leave it at that. So let's refresh our page, enter a number. Let's go ahead and type Caleb. Not with quotations, although quotations won't hurt. Yeah, nothing happens. And hey, by the way, that came back as a string. Let's go ahead and type a number. Let's say I'm 17. Okay, well, it's still not going to work because, that might have executed, but it did not pass this if statement. And it's still saying it's a string, which it's supposed to. In fact, let's go down here and let's change this from string to number. So this is now going to say string and then number. So down here, it'll say string and then number. And let's refresh once more. Let's give it my proper age of 30. And that second one didn't show up because I didn't save my file. So let's quickly redo that. Age of 30. There it is, string, number, you are 18 or older. And that is the mini project in a nutshell. So that's all we're doing. Okay, so if you want to take this one step further, we haven't actually learned about this yet, but if you wanted to, you could turn our two if statements, because it's one inside of the other, into one if statement. So let's go ahead and delete this and bring them to one line and say and. So what this is saying is if number is actually a number, so if it's true, and the number is greater than 18, then execute this. Otherwise, it's not going to do anything. Let's try this again. 30, bam, just like that. So we didn't learn about that. I don't expect you to know that right now, but it's a cool little thing that we can tinker with in the future. So that is mini project number 3 all wrapped up. If you have not given this a shot, definitely try this on your own. Try to not have to reference the video material if you don't have to, and try to just do it from memory. If you get stuck, hey, that's okay. Just resume the video again and you can watch it over. No problem there. But it's good to make your brain sweat a little bit. Once you're done with this, if you're happy with your solution, let's head on over to that next lesson.